candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Ibrahim Ishaku, had approached the tribunal seeking for the nullification of Senator Sani at the February 25, 2023 National Assembly election of Niger East Senatorial District. In Ogun State, the National Assembly election petition sitting in Abeokuta has affirmed the victory of the senator representing Ogun West Senatorial District, Solomon Adeola, as the duly elected senator for Ogun West Senatorial District in the last February 25 National Assembly election. Delivering his judgment in respect of the senatorial election petition filed by the People's Democratic Party senatorial candidate Dada Ganyu Adeleke, Justice Gabriel Gabo-led three-man panel dismissed Adeleke's petition for lacking in merit. In Edo State, the Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Benin City, the state capital, have dismissed two petitions challenging the victory of the Labour Party candidate in the February 25 House of Representatives election for Ego Ikpoba Oka Federal Constituency, Murphy Omori, for lacking in merit. In one of the petitions, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in that election, Mr. Henry Osamwede, and the PDP have challenged the outcome of the election, contending that the election was invalid by reason of corrupt practices, non-compliance with requirements of the Electoral Act, non-compliance with requirements of the Electoral Act 2022 as amended, and that the first respondent, Mr. Omori Murphy, was not qualified to contest the election as he was not a member of the third respondent, the Labour Party. The tribunal, in dismissing the petition, held that the petitioners did not prove any of the grounds on the petition.
Let's get to it, everyone. There have been reactions to the presidential election petition's judgment of yesterday. Well, in the camp of the APC, the presidential candidate of, the president, Bola Tinubu, has been celebrating the outcome of that election in India. We see himself, his aides, some cabinet members, and some family members celebrating. But back here in Nigeria, there's been reactions from the petitioners. First, we're going to look at what Mr. Peter Obi of the Labour Party had to say today. This is an amateur video, but yet he's rejected the verdict and describing it as conterminous with justice.
We acknowledge the court's contributions to due process and seeming attempt to strengthen our democracy. As petitioners in this case, we respect the views and ruling of the court, but we disagree with the court's reasoning and conclusions in the judgment it delivered. Okay. It is my intention as the presidential candidate and the intention of Labour Party to challenge this judgment by way of appeal immediately as allowed by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peter Obi, there in Onitsha earlier today. Well, the candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, at a press conference in Abuja, says he will challenge the outcome of the Supreme Court, at the Supreme Court rather. He says the battle may have been lost, but the war is still way ahead. This is a full statement that he read out today at the PDP headquarters in Abuja.
As you already know, I approached the court following the declaration of INEC by INEC that the APC and its candidates are the winners of the February 25th elections. My decision to go to court is anchored in my belief that the court is the sanctuary of justice. The journey of my political career, as you know, holds so much to the courage and fearlessness decisions of our judiciary. Indeed, I am no stranger to legal battles. And I can say that I have a fair idea of how the court system works. All through my career as a politician, I have been a fighter and will continue to fight. And I must say that I have found the judiciary as a worthy pillar to rest on the pursuit of justice. The last presidential election in our country and the way it was managed by the electoral umpire, the Independent National Electoral Commission, leaves behind unenviable precedents, which I believe the courts have a duty to redress. Our gains in ensuring transparent elections through the deployment of technology was heavily compromised by INEC in the way it managed the last presidential elections. And I'm afraid that the judgment of the court as rendered by the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal yesterday failed to restore confidence in our dreams of free and fair elections devoid of human manipulations. Like I did say at the beginning of this legal battle, when I instructed my lawyers to file my petition challenging the outcome of the presidential election, my ultimate goal in this pursuit is to ensure that democracy is further strengthened through the principles and processes of fair hearing and justice. Gentlemen of the press, I take great pains to tell you that the decision of the court of first instance on this matter utterly fails far short of expectation. I am therefore here to tell you that though the judgment of the court yesterday is respected, it is a judgment that I refuse to accept. I refuse to accept the judgment because I believe that it is bereft of substantial justice. However, the disappointment in the verdict of the court can never destroy my confidence in the judiciary. Consequently, I have asked my lawyers to activate my constitutionally guaranteed rights of appeal to the higher court, which in the East is the Supreme Court of Nigeria. It is my conviction that the electoral process in Nigeria should be devoid of untidy manipulations and that the outcome of every election should be a perfect reflection of the wishes of the electorate. I believe that such is the only way through which our democracy can have a manifest expression of its true meaning. Whether I prevail in this quest or not, the record of my effort in ensuring an order of credible elections in Nigeria shall remain for the future generations to emulate.
That is a former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and the presidential candidate of the PDP. There's a full length of his press conference and the reactions to the judgment of yesterday. Let's get some more reactions, although we've not been able to clearly hear what Mr. Peter Obi said there on China's television. Later tonight, you will be able to get insight into what the reactions of Mr. Peter Obi. But let's get into the camp of the Labour Party. We touch base first, then we go into the camp of the APC later. Joining me, one of the spokespersons of the Labour Party campaign organization, Mr. Eunice Tanko, who joins us virtually from Kaduna. Thank you so much, Mr. Tanko, for joining us. It's good to see you. Give us an understanding of the outcome. You were in court yesterday, and you had a feel of the environment, and that's not your first time, I assume. But what sense do you make out of that judgment, especially taking cue from what your presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, has reacted on?
I want to thank you very much for inviting me to discuss this matter. Quickly, the Nigerian people were full of expectation, coming from the fact that the learned judges ab initio told Nigerians that they will deal with this matter and look at the substance of the case. I'm quoting the learned judge. He said, we're going to deal with the matter, the substantial case here therein. We will not deal with technicalities. So I don't know when technicalities actually come into the judgment. Because what we saw yesterday were simple technicalities that are being used, choreographed to knock off every inch of the petition that were made by the three petitioners. Not one single one. In fact, they did not find any credence in the processes and in the filing. In fact, they even make a caricature deliberately of some of the lawyers, which is absolutely unnecessary. For me, it's unbelievable because it only shows, and my fear is this, making it legal. We legalize illegality and hiding under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I want to say here clearly, we are law-abiding and we believe in our judiciary. But in believing in our judiciary, we expect our judiciary to be free and fair in their judgment. Not to say the least, that the judgment also went ahead to say there's even manipulation of the petition evidence that was presented. I mean, it's quite unheard. The danger here is that it sends signal to every Nigerian that illegality pays, that democracy is put into the dungeon. Anybody who can commit any form of illegality can become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as long as he can use the judiciary and he will be able to protect himself, and then it will be pronounced so. And that, for me, is dangerous for our democracy.
Let's look at some of the reactions, Mr. Tanko. Let's take it one after the other. Some of what the judges said yesterday. One of it is the fact that they complained, or they submitted yesterday, that there were social media attacks. There were some inferences being drawn outside of the court, but evidence were not properly laid and adduced in court to prove the case.
Now, when we made applications that they should televise the proceedings live, right from the beginning, there were applications that the proceedings should be televised live. Now, that will have given an opportunity for Nigerians to see whether we presented the right evidence to the court or not. But on our part, from the Labour Party, we make sure that every processes were recorded and reported live as it's happening in the court, just to give Nigerians a kind of a sense of visuality of what really took place in the court. Now, our judges, yourself and myself and every Nigerian, were very much evidence of what happened in Lagos. We saw proof where our voters were intimidated, ballot boxes were snatched, ethnic profiling took place, and that particular issue was presented in that court for Nigerian people to see. But yet, it was, we were told that that particular evidence is not enough. It's not enough to invalidate the election. What it simply means is that, but it is enough to show some part of this country that they are not wanted. Or it is enough to show that if you have money, you can manipulate the system.
Mr. Tanko, on that point that you touched on, this is what the Tribunal said yesterday, or the court said yesterday, that the allegation that agents of the petitioner, which includes yourself, I mean your party and Mr. Peter Obi, had their ballots, their votes disrupted and suppressed. And the petitioners, according to the court, said video recordings will be tendered as proof. But the court said this was not done. Was there any issue of not able to provide video evidence of the disruption or suppression of votes where your party and your candidate are accused or are alleged so?
Not only did we present the evidence, in fact, our witness was one of your reporters that covered that particular event who stand as a witness, and it was presented to the court. So we did not manufacture anything. But the court went ahead to also say that the report that we submitted and the evidence that we submitted were manipulated by us. And that is funny to me. Because right there as we spoke, don't forget, I am the star witness in that court. And I know for sure that we have evidence which we prove to the court that where the IRF was supposed to transmit result and did not transmit that particular result, there was only a picture of human beings. There was not even result. But in any case, the court actually said that the IRF does not really matter in this particular case. So the question is, the humongous money that taxpayers paid to ensure that such a technology was put in place for the credibility of the election was totally a waste. And at the same time, the international community who supported this particular process of ensuring there is clarity and there's no ambiguity in terms of reporting the result was a waste. Painfully, while the elections of the Federal House of Representatives and the election of the Senate, which we did not contend because it followed and passed through the threshold of what INEC said it will do for the Nigerian people, and we believed INEC. That particular result was accepted by all because the result was transmitted as real time, and there was no question. But the question remained, why was it that that particular report, the result of the presidential election was not transmitted? And it was deliberately so. And we were able to present, and in fact, not only present, most of the observers clearly show that there was a deliberate attempt to cause or glitch that particular process in order to manipulate the system. Whatever decision that has already been made by our judges need to be looked into. Now, the fear here is this. Our younger ones are witnessing this particular show, and they believe strongly Nigeria can be better, but not in this way. Not in this way for us to justify something that me, you, and everybody knows.
Yeah. Let me ask you, do you perhaps regret or imagine that some of the social media attack on the judges could have hurt your case, because you will see in the tone of the judgment of yesterday from the judges, they did not take it lightly.
In fact, it is amazing for the learned judge to even make reference to it, because we expect that the learned judge should be able to look into those particular areas of eye on the judiciary, for example. There are precedents that have shown to Nigerians that we needed to trust the judiciary. And in fact, I, for one, thought that the judges would take that particular encouragement, because I call it encouragement, and courageously so, to give courage to our judiciary to be able to do the right thing. Because you see, walls has ears. People can see, people can hear. Once there is a discussion between two persons, that particular information can filter one way or the other. And don't think Nigerians are fools. They are not. They are watching and they are listening. For them to have made this particular pronouncement, eye on the judiciary.
But was it right? Was it right, Mr. Tanko, for example, if the judges don't feel that it was okay, do you for a moment, with the benefit of hindsight, now that this has happened, do you think that it was necessary for the judges to have been attacked on social media and allegations being leveled against your supporters?
Not at all. I would never support attacking our judiciary or our judges in any way. And that is why my position is clear on the encouragement aspect of those particular pronouncements, not as attack or an abuse. And in any case, our judges and the judiciary have the right to have put a caution, because all of us are under this particular judiciary. One day or the other, we will find ourselves in the court for adjudication. And we want our judiciary to be above board. In fact, they are supposed to be the last hope of the common man. Unfortunately, they have been inculcated and imputed into our electioneering system, which we need to find a way of eliminating, because we are putting them in the line of danger. The processes are very clear in Nigeria today. When you want to start an election, all you need to do, go for a propaganda at the early stage using the media. When you do, go to the election, use stocks, use any means of manipulation, use any means of money to put yourself in position of power. Once you put yourself in a position of power, then you are asked to go to court.
Let's anchor this way, on this question. If the judgment had gone in your favor, what would your reaction be have been different?
Of course it will have been different, but we would have preferred the judgment to be fair to all concerned. But if you look at this particular case in study, every aspect of the petition was trashed deliberately, and it was justified by all kinds of fair position. But then, does it mean that particularly those judgments were made on this petitioner because the judges are angry? Come on. No, we would have reacted differently.
Well, if it had been in your favor, you wouldn't have thought that the judgment was not right.
We wouldn't have been because we know there are areas that we cannot be perfect. But this particular judgment needs to be looked at as if it was near perfect at all, because it was all completely. And when we know that the election was marred with a lot of malpractices, all of us knew.
Thank you so much for your reactions. We'll be getting so much more reactions later on the program. But thank you so much, Mr. Yunus.
God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I appreciate your time tonight. I appreciate it. We take a break, everyone. But when we come back, we'll be getting reactions from the APC, well, the APC side of it. This time it's coming from the former governor of Rivers State and the FCT minister, who is getting some, in fact, different perspectives to this. He said his own view about the judgment. Then he's saying that his party, the PDP, must sack, suspend Atiku Abubakar and Aminu Tambuwa. We'll be getting his reason after this break, everyone. Join us again.
MoneyPoint is unveiling a new personal banking app, as well as a card that works. And that's not all. For a limited time, thousands of prizes are waiting to be won during the MoneyPoint weekly games. This week, even more prizes await you. 15,000 people will win 2,000 naira each. The grand prize is getting bigger too. One lucky winner will grab 3 million naira. To participate, download the MoneyPoint personal banking app, set up your account, and fund it. Request for your card and collect coins by using your account for daily transactions. Now, once you've done these, just tap the game banner in the app and spin the wheel. And you could become a millionaire, just like that. The more you transact, the greater your chance of winning 2,000 naira or 3 million naira. Don't miss out. Download the MoneyPoint personal banking app, because it's banking on point. Terms and conditions apply.
The
Duchess International Hospital opened its doors in October 2021. The mission of the hospital is to reverse medical tourism. We take particular care here at the Duchess to bring together a combination of the brightest and the best locally, as well as Nigerians in the diaspora who are interested in returning to do very good work for the benefit of our patients here in this country.
The good thing is that we have all international expertise here, all international facilities here, international people working here. Everything is coming together in a space which was considered not great in terms of the availability of healthcare.
Axis Bank, of course, has been able to provide us with a robust range of products and services that has enabled us to deliver that standard and quality of healthcare that is integral to our mission as an organization.
Heading home from work, in the busy traffic, your car breaks down. Car horns blast. Your car is pushed aside. You call for help. Phone battery blinks and dies. You take a cab. Few miles, tire bursts. What a day. Frustrated, sweating, and tired. Nearing home, darkness envelops the street. Wow! Just one house is bubbling with life. Brilliant lights, loud music, smiling wife, all welcome you.
We alone have light?
Yes, it's JRB Solar Energy Systems, my anniversary present to us.
No matter how dark life is, the sun is gonna shine on everything you do. JRB solar inverters, batteries, solar panels, solar streetlights, and more. Telephone 0906 752 1111. Email sales@jrbsolar.com. JRB, the sun is gonna shine on everything you do.
At Philomath University, Abuja, we achieved giant strides, impacted lives, strengthened partnerships, and delivered world-class education to our students. As we surge ahead on our mission to transform education in Africa, we are enthusiastic and adrenalized for the future, as we know you are also.
Philomath University, unlock your dreams. Are you passionate about changing your country for the better? Do you think you can make this change with a profitable business? Here's your chance to win a grant of 30 million naira, mentorship from an industry expert, and access to an exclusive network of business leaders. We are looking for ambitious, dedicated social entrepreneurs to take part in our exciting new business competition show, Fund It Forward. To apply, go to www.funditforward.tv. Fund It Forward, a channel's original series.
Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Let's get some more reactions now. We had a sit-down with the former governor of Rivers State and the FCT minister, Mr. Wike, who's been reacting to the outcome of the judgment. He's been talking also about the situation in his party, the PDP. Take a listen to this interview with him. Thank you so much. I'd like to get your initial reaction to the judgment of the presidential election petition court yesterday.
Sure, if you remember the last time I had an interview with you did ask my expectation. And I told you that I believe that God who has made it possible for us to get to this point will never disappoint us. And I also told you that I don't expect that this election will be overturned because I do know that the president won squarely. So if you ask me now, what will be my reaction? Obviously, I'm happy. It's a moment of joy. I celebrate with Mr. President, and I congratulate him and his vice, Mr. Shetima, for this victory. For me, it is by the grace of God that this is made possible. And I also commend the judiciary. For the first time, as far as I'm concerned, I've never seen what I saw yesterday. It's really like open the eyes of the public. So I think I commend them. For sitting not less than 10 hours to deliver those judgments, you must have to commend them. Painstakingly taking each item one by one. So for me, it shows that our judiciary is improving. That's what I would say.
If you look at it, for example, the PDP had come out to reject the outcome. That's your party.
Yeah. But you know, I did not support them because I believe that their position was wrong. I believe in equity, I believe in fairness, I believe in justice. And of course, what do you expect? You see, I've always told people that election petition is not like any other case. It's a special area. It is not by propaganda. It is not one through social media. It is a presentation of evidence, facts, not what you tell people you support outside. If you have listened to that judgment yesterday, I sat down for not less than 10 hours and look at how the justices painstakingly taking each item one by one, from the preliminary objection, the motions, down to the objections of documents and exhibits, then down to substantial issues. So it has opened their eyes to say, look, what are you appealing for? And to start with, is there any time we have had an election in this country, particularly the presidential election, that people have not gone to court, to tribunal? I'm surprised that when I watched the television yesterday, I didn't see the leaders of the party there. What happened? But they have been attending tribunal every time. I'm surprised I didn't see the leadership of the Labour Party. What happened?
Aburi was in court yesterday.
That is not the leadership. The presidential candidate used to be there. The presidential candidate used to virtually be in court. The same thing in the PDP. Yes. Who was there yesterday was only the acting national chairman of the PDP. Has that been the case before? No. No. So you shouldn't be surprised that whether they have been rejected, have they not rejected, what have they not rejected? I think in a serious country, they should all join hands now and help the president achieve the renewed hope. It's very, very key. I don't see anything they will get if you had listened to that judgment yesterday. So many issues which people, in fact, let me tell you something. Remember during this tribunal sitting, there was a matter between PDP and INEC over Shetima's issue at the Supreme Court, right? I don't understand who is behind giving them all kinds of hopes. In that matter, as a member of Board of Trustees, I got a text that we should all pray. Tomorrow is our day by the Supreme Court. That this will be the end of the president and this and that. They got to the Supreme Court, the hosts were bashed. So I don't know who's somewhere giving them all this, hope that this will happen and this will not happen. I don't know whether the pastors, I don't know whether the imams, I don't know who is duping who. But not telling them the truth. And that same issue was canvassed in the tribunal. If you want to join them, look, Supreme Court has already decided this issue. And it has to do with the pre-election matter. What are we? We don't have jurisdiction. If you did not listen to that judgment yesterday, you do not understand the kind of things you hear in social media, the kind of propaganda, the kind of thing you read on the dailies, who have not even taken the pains to attend the tribunal sitting one day, but they are there carrying propaganda. You can imagine how we have resorted to intimidating judges just to get judgment favorable to us. I have never seen in this world I watched a video where a pastor put the pictures of all the justices in five members and was telling his congregation to pray against them. Look at how the level has degenerated. A pastor taking the names of the justices, the pictures, and people are happy. You can see what people are doing, putting adverts on the road. The world is watching you. What kind of intimidation is that? Judgment has not been given. People are coming to protest in Abuja.
You don't think it's because of a kind of distrust in the judiciary that led to that?
What distrust? That's intimidation. What is the distrust? If you think you have to show it is that will change their mind. Does it make sense? If you know you have that distrust, why do you go to the tribunal in the first place? If I don't have confidence, why should I go? These are just mere blackmail. We know what they're doing. Just mere blackmail. So you're not going to the Supreme Court. And they're not part of the judiciary. So it doesn't make sense. Look, these cases are not won by what you say in the media. Or, again, let me tell you, I think part of the problem we have are also our lawyers. I can tell you authoritatively, I know one of the lawyers of PDP there who wants to be the Attorney General if Atiku is elected or Atiku is declared winner. To him, it doesn't matter whatever perspective you bring. What he enjoys is that what he knows that, as far as is concerned, whatever law he thinks he will present, that will make Atiku the president, that's it. Even if he's wrong. So when you have from such people, what do you do? And what do you expect?
As a Nigerian and as a lawyer, in your own mind, do you think that election was foolproof? Is a true reflection of the will of the Nigerian people?
How else do you determine the will of the people? The will of the people is determined through the ballot box. It's not through the ballot of God. Do you have a mindset? Look, let me tell you this. How would PDP have won the election when you fail to consider the mood of the nation at that time? How would you have won the election? Look at the areas that PDP didn't win. What happened? Because of arrogance, because of greed, because of impunity. If PDP had done what they're supposed to do, then you would have thought about that.
Not because of some of you who worked against
the PDP. For some of us who feel that there should be equity, there should be justice, there should be fairness. And that's why I'm calling the National Working Committee. They should, with all matter of urgency, suspend the presidential candidate, suspend people like Abu Nitabor, suspend people like Suleiman from the party, so they can rebuild the party.
What about you? People are calling for your own suspension and even expulsion.
No, they know that I didn't do anything wrong. They should even congratulate us for fighting for equity, justice, and fairness in this country.
Against the will of the party.
Against the will of Nigerians. The party against Nigerians? Who is superior? Is it the party that's superior to Nigerians, or Nigerians are superior to the party? We have a constitution. Because you think you have the power, you say, no, we're not for the constitution. You can do anything without anybody. And we say, no, it's not possible. You can't succeed. You require everybody to put that together, to work together for you to emerge as a...
Would you help PDP for a rebuilding process?
What did I tell you here? These people are those who are killing the party. If you look at the antecedents. You see, the other day I was watching I was watching, I think it's your station, was a personal interview. Honorary, I don't need to speak about that. But it's just what I'm going to tell you how people, these are kind of characters. You say they're in PDP and yet I have nothing to offer. I was watching I'm sorry I'm bringing up this. I don't need to. I'm not a praise singer. These are people they call professional praise singers. Ask Dele Mahmoud what was doing in Port Harcourt for almost 2 weeks. What was he doing? Singing praises of Wike administration and this and that. Look at him today. What is the electoral value to the party?
He said he was helping you for a PR consultancy.
Let him show me the letter of the consultancy. Let me show you later.
Didn't you engage him?
I never engage him. Never engage him. I don't want to go into such discussion about such characters. If I come to the public to do that, it will be very, very bad. Have you ever seen me talk about it? See, what is the electoral value? Take from his state where he comes from. He said from Edo State. Ask him, did PDP make 25% in Edo State? Ask him. Did we win any central position? Ask him. Did they win House of Reps? Ask him. It's not too good, see. It's not a question because he has a media platform. You think he can come and talk? I say, you will not win in my state. Yes. Yes. Did not say it? They're not going on television to say who is wicked in River State. That they have people that wicked will be disgraced. Fine. Who was disgraced that day? He didn't get Senate. We got 3, yes. He didn't get out of Reps. We have, yes. Who produced governor? Let him go and produce governor. Who produced 32 seats or out of 32 seats? So who has more value? And these are the kind of people you go and tell them to go and talk about PDP. When did he join PDP? When did he join PDP? That you have more stake than me. I joined PDP in 1998. I became chairman of local government under PDP. I never left the party. And I said I will not leave the party. Who was staying and fight the fight? Not people who go up, down, up, down, up, down. Then you come and see us who have been there. And then you want to rubbish us. It's not possible. You had an opportunity to take over power. Out of your own arrogance and impunity, you gave it away. And you are not saying it is not the will of Nigeria. The will of Nigeria is the only way it is you. No, Nigerians have spoken. The court has affirmed it.
Since you were talking about the equity and fairness, and for that president should come from the South, would you have thought about working with Peter Obi, since he's also...
No, I know that he wouldn't win an election. Let me tell you, see, I'm a realist. And that's why you should praise INEC. That they must have said, okay, 100 no. But for me, with the way the election went, it was a tough election. I give it to INEC. It was a tough election. There's no way. I've been in this game for how long? Very long. It's not about you. Only you can be a good material, right? But again, the reality of Ghana at that time appeared not to be favorable to you.
So you think Peter Obi could not have muscled win an election in 2023 election?
No, I can tell you that, no. Forget about sentiment, I can tell you that. Yes, as a young man, people would have preferred that. But look at how the vote went. What happened in the North? What happened in the North?
Are you surprised on how much votes that Peter Obi got? Do you think that we would have muscled those kind of votes?
Let me tell you. That's why you see, there's this generational change. The young people, I say, look, we're tired. Right? So the only, for them, the only hope they were having is going to be as a young person or as a younger person compared to all the other candidates. But unknown to them, that is not the reality of Nigerian politics. They didn't take into cognizance ethnicity is a factor. They didn't take into cognizance religion is a factor. Not only competence. That is the reality of Nigerian politics.
So Peter Obi is competent.
I have never said he's not competent, all of them are competent. That's when against made a choice.
If Peter Obi run in 2027,
I don't know.
You think he has a good chance?
We don't know who they are alive, who know they are alive. Leave it for God. We don't know who they are alive. So the issue of we're talking about this one now. We are now going to 2027. So I don't want to talk about one thing I've never, and which I've told my people, don't allow so much influence of this social media. So much lies are told. So much lies. There are things people come and show me. I just shake my head. It is not about whether you're happy. It's about, did you comply with what the law says? It's not about whether you're happy. It's not about whether your people or your social media handlers and Twitter handlers are happy or not. That's not the issue. The issue is, did you comply?
They have the right to go to the Supreme Court.
Why not?
So when they go to the offices, are you worried that the Supreme Court might deviate from the position of the trial court?
You know, if you know those you are dealing with, if I say, I'm not worried now, they'll say, oh, we are not even going, you knew. They know what they are doing. You know, I know these people. I know them. They are propagandists. They can turn white to black. And you think that it is real. They pick on anything and adumbrate it. Say, look at it. Who said it? Look at what you are saying. Look at what the Justice of the didn't say. And the program. What did she say? Now look, what is all this intimidating judge? Allow them to do their work. At the end of the day, you cannot say whatever you want to say. This is not the style we should do. What happened? This, he will do this, this will do that. Who's going to listen to this kind of intimidation?
They fingered you as one of those they think that have your way around judiciary, and that's one of the fears.
Well, did you not win the Supreme Court when you were removed as a governor? Did he pay bribe? That didn't tell you what done. When he was removed as a governor, did he not reclaim his mandate in the Supreme Court? Judiciary was right. But now that he did not do this, did not happen, judiciary is wrong.
So those who are claiming that...
Have you ever seen me one day? Let me tell you. I lost in the tribunal. Do you hear me come out to castigate judiciary? I lost the Court of Appeal. Do you hear me castigate judiciary? We have been losing cases. You know what? Even if I will, it is in my room. I will never come to the public.
So how do you react to those who think that Wike has his way around the judiciary?
Let me tell you, there are problems. There are problems. I was governor. I do things, both the Federal High Court, Court of Appeal, State High Courts. Look, these are decisions that must be given a free hand to operate. How can anybody ever say such a thing? Am I the one who appoints Court of Appeal? Am I the one who appoints Federal High Court? Am I the one who appoints Supreme? What kind of lies people tell? When you not see when you were writing my name, that I was the Court of Appeal Justice somewhere in London, it's terrible. Did you ever say anything? That is the modus operandi. Blackmail, 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 blackmail. Even when you know you have nothing to offer. Even when you do, you have no case. It's okay. let's take a propaganda, blackmail. So all those rumors carrying propaganda, I don't give a damn about it. As far as I know, that's not, you cannot even prove it.
What lesson do you think the judgment of yesterday holds for Nigerian elections and Nigerian judiciary?
For me, if my confidence in judiciary says about 50% before, I can read them now 70 to 80%. What I saw yesterday, I never believed that our judges can, with all due respect, what I saw, the tenacity, look, it's like we must have to tell Nigeria that you can't continue to use judiciary the way you think. You have to say you are part of the problem, you are part of the problem. Look at, I say a job well done. Well done. Well researched. Well researched. For me, the boldness is to tell the public, see what we have done. Criticize us, not what you are told. They told the whole world it will be televised live for Nigerians to hear. So you don't kill people when you have not even asked for you. Now they came out. This is your case, this is your case, this is your case. This is what this one said, this is what this one. So what our law says in this, if you want to do this, this is what the law says. And you refuse to do this, and you refuse to do this. In that case, this is what I would think you have cared. And so this is against you.
Let me get your final thought on this. Going forward, what do you think this holds on our election, on our future elections? Are there areas you think that we can adjust to make our election better?
First of all, I think that this using the smart card that has helped.
The beavers.
Yes, it has helped in the sense that it has reduced the level of violence. If this was not there, and where you see people going to hijack materials and carry rushes out, even police, army, you see what happened in my state, right? But because even if you carry them, where are you carrying them to? It doesn't make sense. You must use the beavers. That is why you never had much complaints about security agencies. Where people say, oh, you are carrying the materials that are written the result sheet and this and that. No, nobody. So for me, there's still room for improvement. If somebody has improved on what was there yesterday and has improved today, does not mean he has attained perfection. There's still room for you to encourage them that yes, see what you have done. We are satisfied to this level, but we think that you should make amends in certain areas. Not to have a general condemnation or and I didn't do anything. It is terrible. And you know why I don't like this? Why is there no condemnation of INEC in the Southeast? Why is there no condemnation of INEC in the Southeast? Why? INEC did very well. Look, I'm sure you will give them an award for what they did in the Southeast. That's the way election should be. But other areas, they did badly. Let us not be having a mindset. Sometimes you, the media, you go, do what I call investigative journalism before you come up with something.
Well, that's a portion of our sit-down conversation with Mr. Nyesom Wike, the reaction on the judgment of yesterday. A fuller version of that interview is on channelstv.com, or of course, on Channels Web, on our YouTube page. You can be able to watch about an hour of conversation with Mr. Nyesom Wike. Tomorrow, there is going to be yet another exclusive from yet another perspective from the other side, which you will find on this platform tomorrow. So stick around with us. But that's how we end it tonight on the program. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again, God willing. I'm Sean Kimbale. Bye-bye.
The Samsung Sims anniversary is here again, celebrating 30 years of continuous relationship. Promo starts from 4th to 9th September 2023. Save up to 30% on our Samsung range of products like televisions, air conditioners, refrigerators, washing machines, mobile phones, and lots more. Hurry! Visit any of our Sims Digital Centers. For inquiries, please call 0908-712-7487, 0908-751-0853, or visit www.simsng.com. Terms and conditions apply. Samsung Sims 30 years relationship. Africa's longest Samsung partnership.